Guy's got a serious issue with poker chips. The house is full.
I've never seen it like it.
Jesus.
You could say he's got a full house.
Wow, I have no idea what this guy was doing, but he is a serious on for poker chips.
Welcome to Project Strenzel. Now this is a
Project Strap.
good job you're editing. Good job you're editing. The reason it's called Strenzel is it's a road name, by the way. No? Okay. So this is a project in York, North Yorkshire. We were assigned by a client to source a property in North Yorkshire for them to do a flip. So they paid us £6,000 sourcing fee. We then found 5 projects for them, all flip projects, and this is the one that we bidded on in auction, and we won. We actually won this 30 grand lower than what we said the top price had to be. So this was online at 160. We've obviously started ripping it out. It had a roof. This house went viral on TikTok because it was full of poker chips. And when I say full of poker chips, I mean, we'll put something on now so you can see what it was. And now we've got to this stage. So we've fully ripped out, we've boarded everything. Foundations are getting done next week. So now's a good time to come here. So I say show you the before, but I mean, you won't even be able to tell the house after this. We've got all the planned stuff that I can send you as well. So, right, so this is the upstairs. Let's not walk anyway, just in case we fall through.
So what's the upstairs going to look like? Is it the roof like this, or are you going to...
Is the roof like this? We're going to be changing this a little bit. So for this, we're going to bring the roof up slightly, and we're going to be adding dormers. So it's going to have one big one, one big one, one big one, one big one. So we've got planning through for 4 dormers. And then this is going to be a 4/5 bed. So up here, right at the end, we're going to have the master with an ensuite and walk-in wardrobes. Then we're going to have, I believe, the main bathroom there. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, and then a bedroom downstairs. There's going to be a playroom, an office. This is a big house. This is a really big house. So downstairs, it caters to a lot of different of an audience. So this could go to a family. It could go to maybe even an older generation that wants a nice big house for the grandkids. It's got a nice garden. It will have an office, but you could use it as a playroom if you want. So it's going to have several rooms that open that opportunity. The only thing that's going to sort of work for everyone is a big open plan kitchen, utility room. It's what the majority want for a big house like this. Bought for 304. Fees, everything, we're about just less than 200. So we're hoping to be early 500s. And then the goal for this is to hit, we want it to start with a 7, but we'll be as close to 7 as possible. So we're hoping to get a good return on that, which I think is close to 30% maybe, between 20 and 30%. So shall we go down before we fall through? Yeah. If I fall, right. Do you want me to fall? Right, I guess let's have a wander. I mean, it's not a huge amount to show you because this is going to completely change. So, yeah, just trying to think of what we're actually bloody doing with it, because...
That's the front door.
Yeah, that will still be, well, side/front door. I'll tell you what, flip round, go this way. So, the staircase is going to be here. So this is where the stairs are going to be built going up, rather than a makeshift ladder thrown in there. And then we're turning these into separate rooms. So I believe we're still having toilet down here. And then we're going to have, so that's going to be one room as probably like a little office, bedroom here. And then I think we're knocking this through and having a big playroom. So office, big playroom down here.
Talk to me, why are you going to do a playroom and office? Because of the area?
Yes. So the reason we're doing a playroom, the reason we're doing an office is the clientele that this is most likely going to go to. We say that a lot. You've got to understand who the audience is going to be. It's probably family that's going to have kids, hence a big playroom. I mean, you even think, right, if someone's going to go and there's going to be a big playroom with the kids, if they don't have kids, you can turn that into snug room, cinema room, whatever you want it to be. But majority are probably going to have kids, so a big playroom. you need to envision, right, someone's coming in here walking round, you want the husband and wife to walk into that room and go, oh my God, I can see my kids playing here. You want that emotional attachment when you're flipping. So if we've got a nice big room that we'll design a little bit more towards a playroom, that will then hopefully push on that emotional side to have people fall in love with it and help with the sale, of course. And then an office, because again, it's probably going to be a family, it's probably going to be a mum and dad, probably one of them's going to work. It's a quite expensive house, so probably one of them might be a director, might have their own company, might work from home quite a lot. So having an office again gives that vision of going, oh, I can see myself working from there in my home, kind of at the end, whilst you've got the kitchen and everything at the other side. So you're playing on that emotional side of who's going to move in here, and we want them to fall in love with that. So we walk in here. So this is where the biggest change is going to be. So let's make sure we definitely get like a photo of kind of this view, because we are extending that way. So this will be one big room. So this will be the main living area. So again, even sort of visioning it for ourselves here, you can imagine sort of the big sofa here, imagine your TV up there on the wall. And then this will be knocked through and it'll be a room that kind of an L shape all the way around. So then you'll have your kitchen, which is over there. And then probably your dining space there with the big bifold doors. So this room will be a massive long room, L shape, with the kitchen over there. So for majority of properties that are sold kind of at this level, at this style, it's the kitchen sells the house. So that's the area that we're really focusing on to make sure that we've got, it's nice, high end, it's designed to a good level. We've got that island, because most people look at islands, the lighting, the style of kitchen, all of that goes into the thought process. So we're working with a designer and developer on this. So they will help with a lot of the features to make sure that we're appearing to the clientele around these areas. So, but that all goes this way. Cool. So, yeah, so again, this is getting knocked through. So this will go round and round. Where you are now, that will be, we're also going to have a bit of a utility there as well, just next to the side door. So there'll be small utility here. Half of that, if you can sort of envision it, that goes that way a little bit, and then this will be the big kitchen, but that goes through and round there. So as I say, this will be kind of the focal point of the house. We're going to have units all the way across there, all the way across here. This will be a big island and then a nice big bifolds there. Again, there are designs, so we'll make sure we put them on screen as and when. So within this project, there's four, I would say there's four main stages per se. There's the initial part, which is where I came in of sourcing the property. So we need to be able to find the deal. So that's where I came into it. I mean, we teach how to find properties like this, how to get them at the prices, how to then find the investor to work with you. So the main initial starting point is that sourcing side. So that's the first stage. That's my job. To be honest, my job's done now. Second point of contact is the investor. So this is an investor who has purchased it cash. They are spending on the refurb. As I say, we're just over that $500,000 in as a project to then sell and create that profit. So that's what they wanted to do. That's what we've worked with them on. The third person is the project manager. And I mean, underneath the project manager, you've got so many roles underneath that. You've got joiners, electricians, plumbers, blah, blah, blah. I won't name everyone in the process, but you've got your project manager and all your contractors underneath. So the third person is the project manager. And then the fourth person, which isn't on every flip project we do, but to the style, to the area that we're in, to the level we're going to, because it's quite a large project, I mean, as you can see, is a design and developer. So they're the person that will get really involved in the interior style, the exterior. You've got obviously the garden that we need to be looking at, so patios and etc. Even to the point of like electrics. So they will design the electric style, what we're using, and etc. So they're quite an integral part within that as well. Another point just to mention under the project manager, you've got your planners, your architects, and etc., which help with getting this through planning, which we are now. So we've been working with York Council to get it through. We first sent it in, had to make a couple of changes. The architect and the planner did that. We've now done the changes, that's been passed, and now we're ready to, as we say, we've ripped it all out, we're going to knock through, build the foundations, get that up, get the roof on, and then we're flying really. So yeah, the four main people on that, but it depends if, on smaller projects, it's good for us because what I usually do is I can source the project, earn a fee, and then I also help with the project management, and we make a fee on the project management as well. Whereas on this, because it's such a large project and we don't have the facilities, we've outsourced the other stages of that. But yeah, just to sum up, 4 main people that you need: sourcers, investor, obviously you need the capital. The sourcer and investor can be the same person, but nonetheless, sourcer, investor, project manager, and everyone underneath, so they manage the project for everyone, if that didn't make sense already. And then the designer / developer on that side, just to make sure you're hitting the right areas to be able to maximise the sale and maximise the layout and etc. So they're the 4 people involved. Cool. So one thing to, let's walk this way, but one thing to really pay attention to, because we made this mistake, and we went over budget due to it, is do not underestimate the externals. So a couple of things to pay attention to. I mean, this is a big space. With any property, it's when your first impressions matter so much on flips more than anything. So if you're driving through the front, well, not now, but if you're driving through the front into here, you first look at the property, but you also look at the driveway. So I think we're okay with this to clean it up, but if this was something that we had to dig up, we had to tarmac, we had to change, that is a really big cost that people forget. Even to the property, we're going to look to render it, give it that really good aesthetic entrance. We won't do it on usual properties, but for flips, that can get people falling in love straight away. And people care about what it looks like from the outside as well. On rent, it's a little less important because it's a numbers game. Yes, this is numbers game, but you can get more money for just the aesthetic being such a nicer look. So on this, it's going to be a bit of a clean up. Obviously we'll do some changes around here just to give it some features, but thankfully we're all right with the current drive, so that saved us a lot. However, all of this, as you can tell, is new all the way to the end, although it's been a bit windy, and then even to the back as well. So this used to be a conservatory, which we ripped down straight away. Conservatories people don't really care about anymore. It's very much years and years ago was the aim for that. I mean, a lot of people watching this might think about their grandparents that having conservatories. I do with mine, both of mine do. I don't really know anyone else that does. But even this space here, this cost us thousands just to rip out anyway, because you couldn't even get to the back bit. So all of this, and then what we'll have to do is, depending on what the designer says, we'll get a nice patio done. Obviously that is extended, bifolds there, but then all of this will need returfing. And then it's, what do we do with this? Do we bring up all of this and turf that so it's bigger garden? Do we keep it so you've got your all the way to the garage? So all things to think about. So when you're looking at doing flips and you're talking internals and designing and stuff, don't forget the external side, because this will cost us probably, well, thousands of thousands, but even 10 to 20k just on the externals alone. This project was a really fun one to even source. A lot of what we source is buy, refurbish, refinance, buy to lets. We do a lot of BRRR to service accommodation. I'll park that for another time, let's not overcomplicate. However, this investor came to us and we sat down, and a lot of what we do is we don't sell properties or we don't source properties, we provide a service. So he came to us and we said, right, I'm looking for a flip project, preferably in North Yorkshire or North West Yorkshire. Yeah, West North, North West. North of West Yorkshire. Yeah. So he came to us and gave us the areas. So what we did is we sat down and went and we drew the particular areas that he was looking at. So there was 3 kind of focal points. And then what we did is we kind of reverse engineered it and gone, right, well, what the returns is he looking for? What sort of projects does he want? We then went online, we searched through specific ways of finding unmodernised properties that needed a lot of work, like this one, and then we put in the numbers that we were looking at. So it had to be below a certain price, and then the GDV had to be above a certain price. And through that, we found about 25 to 30 properties that we really liked. We then called up every single one, we had conversations, and we narrowed that down to about 10. And then what we finally did is we went through all of the numbers. We found, or we put it down to about 5 that we were like, right, these are the 5 that we really, really like. Presented it to him as a document. Again, rewinding, the beauty of it is, when we provide the service and we talk about it, this is what we're going to do. It's a specific search for him. It's a retained search. So we're not sourcing these properties and providing a service for anyone. We are specifically doing it for him. So we charge that fee up front. So we had money in the bank, he'd paid us to do the service. So then when we presented the 5 properties, we sat down, we had a coffee, and then we went, right, these are the 5, here's the pros, here's the cons, here's the budgets, here's what you can do, etc, etc. And then by the end of it, we had 2 that we liked. This one, and then there was another one that was actually in York as well. We called the other one in York, we took him to that, we had a walk round. The numbers that we came to, we were here, but I think we had to be, I think we were about 15k lower just to mitigate the risk slightly more, and they wouldn't accept it. This one, we're at about 330 max. It was online at 160, I think, on an auction. So he signed in, we said, right, budget 330, don't go a penny over. And then we actually hammered down on 304 for this. So that was great. He paid the auction fee, and then the property was his. I mean, it took 28 days to buy, but the property was his over 28 days. And then we kicked off. So the beauty of this is he approached us, we knew his criteria, we knew his numbers, we zoned in on the location. As soon as we got the location, we found a handful of properties that we liked. We called all of them to understand the numbers. Then when we got to the point where we had a few, we were like, we're happy to present these. We presented them, and then he got involved at that point and go, right, I like these, zoned in on 2 of them, and then we took it together, and this is the one we landed on. And I'm really excited about this one anyway. I think for me, this was the best one. The other one that I quite liked, he didn't even like anyway, but the transformation on this is going to be amazing anyway, and the numbers are so good. The fact that you got this for 304 compared to the 330 we said max, I mean, there's 26 grand straight away. So that's hopefully goes into the profit pot at the end. So yeah, that's big overview of that. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. We've got a few projects coming that we want to be doing stuff like this. So if you do like this style of content, if you do want to see more and more projects, definitely drop me a comment, because we'll be pushing this as well. If you want to see the behind the scenes, you want updates on this as we go, we'll be keeping everything updated on Instagram. My handle will be in the description, so click on that so you can see as we go. However, we will be posting the transformation in a few months. It's not going to happen overnight. So if you want to see the end of this, you want to see the end of the transformation, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you then. Is it still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a right view from here. Right view from here. This is what they want to see. When are we starting OnlyFans?